Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Hold on. What's going on, everybody? This your man, Lucky. I'm back with another one. Y'all know how I do. Y'all gonna have to pardon me. I'm trying to put this together at the last minute, okay? I'm doing this video at the last minute. Y'all know when I'm on the go, y'all know how I do, right? So check it out. This video is gonna be a little bit different, okay? I want to talk about a situation that was brought to my attention. I knew about the situation. It's a video that had gone viral. And, I never really addressed it. There was no need for me to address it. But then I was asked my opinion on the situation. And so I'm just going to take this opportunity to go ahead and give my opinion, you know what I'm saying, on the situation. So just to give you a little a backstory, right? It's a video that went viral on the internet. It's a young lady, and she's going in. She's really going in on one of the fathers of her child, right? So it looks as though she has 4 children, and one of the children is by this particular guy. And so what happens is, it looks like he brings food to his son on a daily basis. It looks like he has some McDonald's or something like that. And so she decides she wants to expose him. And so what she does is she brings her camera out, you know what I'm saying, like to the front door or whatever. And she's just going in on the guy. She's just really going in, like, how you bringing food for one child and you're not bringing food for the other children. And he's just like, well, the other children aren't my children. You know what I mean? I'm taking care of my son. I'm doing what I need to do for my son. The other children are not my issue. You need to get with the father or fathers of those other children, and you need to handle that with them. That's not my responsibility. And she's just going off talking about those are his child's siblings, and if he can't bring for all, then he can't bring for one. He needs to bring for everybody. And she's just calling him out his name. It was just crazy. It was actually my first time watching this video when I was asked my opinion of that situation. I never saw the video prior, and so I'm gonna just go ahead and give my opinion. And please, I want y'all to watch this entire video. Don't just hear what I say initially and be like, man, that's messed up, or whatever. Just listen to this video in its entirety so you can kind of get a full understanding of where I'm coming from. Don't just take a snippet or just a piece of what I say and run with it, okay? So I'm going to say this. I don't feel as though it is that man's responsibility to take care of those other children. I just don't believe that. I don't think that is his responsibility. I think he's, an upstanding guy. He's taking care of his child. He's doing what he needs to do for his child, and that's it. It is not his responsibility to take care of those other children. Now, I hear a lot of people saying that it is his responsibility, to take care of the other children. And I just can't see it. I don't see how it is his responsibility to take care of someone else's child. Now, what I will say is this. If him and his child's mother, this particular woman in question, were living together, he would be considered the head of the household. And so I can understand where, it can look a little funny with him coming home, right? He lives at this home. He's coming home to his lady and a total of 4 children, yet he only brings food for one particular child. Now, in a situation like that, yeah, it does look shady. However, even in this case, the gentleman said, well, hey, how about bringing my son downstairs? You know what I mean? I'll just take my son with me and let him eat, and then I'll bring him back. So that, he's not sitting there eating food in front of, the other kids, and, they may be hungry or whatever the case may be. I just do not think, and I think that was an upstanding thing that he did, But again, I don't think that he is responsible for taking care of those other kids. Like I said, unless it's a situation where they live together and he is the head of that household, he is taking on that responsibility. You know, he's taking on the role of being the head of the household in that situation. And so then it's not necessarily an issue of him taking care of somebody else's kids. It's more of the household itself. It's the bigger picture, you know, the entire household, because he's taking on that responsibility. But he simply has a child with this young lady. He's not taking on the responsibility of being head of the household and feeding everyone. So again, that's just how I feel about the situation. And I really feel like I can speak on that. And guys, ladies, just listen to the end. Please don't just hear what I say right now and then, you know, just, right now, word on the street is men do not date single moms, right? That's the word on the street. Do not date single moms. It's just not conducive to the situation to date single moms. Now, I've always been like that, right? I've always had that school of thought. That's kind of like what I was told, and I've always been like that until I met my wife, right? So my wife was a single mom, and my experience just, you know, dating her, you know, long-term relationship, I didn't have any problems. I didn't have any issues with you know, her being a single mom. Now, yes, there are going to be times when just the overall situation of there being a child in the picture, but it wasn't like the situation was because it was someone else's child. It's just a child in general. When there are children in the picture, there are just some sacrifices that you have to make. You know, whether it was my child or not my child, they were still the sacrifices that I was going to have to make. And so, you know, some people feel, I guess, a little resentment maybe because, oh, okay, I have to sacrifice for a child that isn't mine, versus it's okay for me to sacrifice for a child that is mine, right? So, but I didn't feel any type of way because, I mean, it was fine. I knew that I knew that I was in a relationship. I knew that, you know, she had a child. I knew that coming in. And so I knew that there were going to be just certain things that, you know, in certain ways that I have to carry myself almost as if, you know, I'm a parent, you know? So, you know, I'm just going to say that men, you know, you don't necessarily have to write off a woman simply because she has a child. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying do not date women who have a child or maybe children. I will say this. There's a challenge that comes along with it. Okay? Understand that there is a challenge that comes along with it, right? So there's pluses and there's going to be minuses, right? And so you just have to look at the woman, look at the situation. And guys, come on. You know, you have to be able to tell the type of woman that you're dealing with. You should be able to tell that in advance, right? Okay, you meet a woman, she has a child, but you think, okay, she's worth it, right? Now, look, don't just get into a situation just because, you know, look, guys, she got that fire. You know, I just said, like, oh man, she got that fire. So, nah, like that's not a good enough reason to put yourself in that situation. You have to look at the overall picture, man, because, you know, it could really get ugly. It could really get crazy. You know what I'm saying? And you're in a situation that you're dealing with a woman that you're going through whatever you're going through, and it's not even your child. You understand what I'm saying? Now you turn around and have a child with this woman. Man, listen, it could just get messy. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying men do not get in relationships with single moms. No, I would never say that, man. I was in a relationship with a single mom. I married a single mom, and man, I have no regrets. No regrets. Okay? I looked at the situation. I looked at the person. You understand what I'm saying? You got to look at the person. Look, guys, you know who you're getting involved with. That's just what it is, man. You know, that's just what it is. You know who you're getting involved with. So if you decide to get involved with a particular type of woman who is just rude, disrespectful. I don't like to just say ratchet like that, you know what I mean? But, you know, just, you got to look at the character of the individual. And if, you know what I'm saying, the character of that individual is shady, I mean, come on, man. Come on, you know. One of the things that the young lady said in the video too, when she's going in on this guy, is you knew what you was getting into. And so he was like, nah, I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't think I was going to have to take care of your other kids. Now, maybe you didn't think that she was going to require you to take care of her other kids, but I think she was pretty accurate when she said to him, you knew what you was getting into. I mean, come on, you know, guys, man, we got to make better decisions, man. We do things. We're not thinking with our brain. We're not thinking with our head. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be smart about the decisions that you make, man. You can be attracted to someone. You can lust over a woman, and you can have great chemistry and all that. That does not mean that that's the person that you need to be with. You know, you got to look at the whole situation. Look at the whole situation before you jump in. And that's really pretty much what I want to say on that, man. I think in that situation with that video, I mean, I do not agree with the woman. I do not agree that that man has to take care of those other children. And I know that there are people out there that are saying that that's that man's responsibility. You know, he can't just come with food for one child, which is his child, and not bring food for the other children. I know it looks funny, but he has to take care of his child. And then, as a matter of fact, at the end of the video, man, she took the food and threw the food away. She took the food and she threw it out in the street. She threw all the food out in the street. So now, not only do the other kids don't get to eat, but now his kid doesn't get to eat. Man, that's some bitterness right there. That right there, man, she got something going on. She got something going on. She need therapy. She need to lay down on somebody's couch or something like that, man. I hate to say it, but I mean, it's too much anger. It's something going on. There's something going on with that, you know. But again, guys, man, listen. I know that a lot of men are being told, do not date single moms. And I've lived by that for a very long time. But that was in my younger day. You know what I'm saying? That was in my younger day. As I got older, I mean, to be honest with you, it was a little more difficult to find, you know, a young lady that didn't have, you know, a child already. But just in my younger day, man, I just didn't want to be held down, because I knew if I got with a woman that had a child, man, I would have to live my life almost as if I have a child, right? You come home from a hard day's work and you want to, you know what I'm saying, have some fun all around the house, kitchen, living room, dining room and all that. You can't do that. There's a child involved, you know? You know, just there's a lot of things. And it depends on the age of the child, of course. It depends on whether or not the dad is in the picture. You know, it does depend on a few different things, but this is why I say you have to look at the whole picture. Look at the big picture. Look at the whole situation and make a decision on that. You understand what I'm saying? Look at the relationship between, you know, the young lady and the child's father, man. Is that toxic? Are they fighting? Are they going back and forth with one another? Is that something you're going to have to step in between? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to go back and forth with this man to keep him from keeping his hands off of her. I mean, you got to look at the whole picture, man. You have to look at the whole picture. You got to ask questions. Listen, what's the situation like? What's going on? Hey, listen, man, if you need to meet that guy before you make a decision, hey, listen, I need to meet this guy. We need to sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot that goes in. There's a lot that goes into it, guys. So all I'm saying is, man, I'm not saying stay away from single moms. I'm definitely not saying that. What I am saying is, man, when you get with that young lady, man, you dating that young lady and you understand that there's a situation with a child or children, man, just be careful. Just be careful. Just make sure you have a full understanding of what's going on, okay? And don't get me wrong, things change. Down the line, things might change. Things will be good one minute and then things bad, you know what I'm saying, the next minute. But at least going into that situation, you have to know, and you should be able to tell whether or not you're dealing with logical individuals. You know what I'm saying? My situation, man, I was dealing with a young lady who was logical, man. You know, I mean, I knew, you know what I mean? I knew that for the most part, man, it wasn't going to be any issues, man. You got to look at the character of the individual, man, and just you know what I'm saying, her character and the type of individual that she is, man. I had no issues. I had no problems. I had no real concerns or anything like that, man. So, you know, there's some things that you need to look at before you get into certain situations. All right, guys. So, and ladies, man, you know, it's difficult for these men to get into relationships when you have a child. See, because one thing that most men understand, one of the things that I understood, maybe I didn't understand it as well, is that child is going to come first. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, 99.99% probability, in my opinion, that child is going to come first. So you have to understand that a man is coming to a situation where he's not first, he's not second, he's probably not even third in that situation. That child is always going to come first. And so it's okay if the child comes first when it's his child. It's okay, yeah, I want the child to come first. You understand what I'm saying? That's my child. I want my child to come first. I don't have a problem with it. I can take a back burner, you know, whatever the case may be. But when it's not your child, when it's not that man's child, it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And you know, women, y'all put y'all everything into your children. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes it's just difficult for a man to just sit back and like, you know, man, I don't get no attention. You know, the kid gets all the attention or whatever. I mean, it happens. It is what it is. You know, but again, you know, you got to look at the character. And you know what? I'm speaking from just a man's point of view because I'm talking about this particular incident and this particular video. But you know what? I have to be fair. I have to be fair, and I have to flip it around. I have to flip it around, and I have to put it in a different perspective. Ladies, if you do not have children and the man is the one with the children, or, you know, the child, whatever the situation is, y'all got to look at that situation as well. Y'all have to look at that situation as well. Number one, look and see how that man handles his child, but not only his child, but how he handles his child's mother. Is he respectful to her? Is he disrespectful? Like, how does he handle his parenting, his co-parenting with his child's mother? You have to look at that because you might be in that situation one day. You understand what I'm saying? And so you want to kind of prepare yourself for, oh man, he's real disrespectful to her. Oh, look how he talking. Oh, whoa. You might want to sit back and say, well, listen, man, I don't know why he's acting like that, but he's acting like that. You understand what I'm saying? He kind of got to dig deeper. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways, but I'm speaking from experience, me being a man and being married to a woman that you know, was a single mom when we met, has a child with someone else. And so I could speak better from experience on this side as a man than I can as a woman dealing with a man with children. I can speak about being a man dealing with a woman who has a child, right? Like I said, guys, I have no regrets. Love her to death. Married her. No issues at all. You got to look at the character of the individual. So I don't agree with the word on the street saying that men should not be with single moms. I don't really agree with that. It's a challenge. It's more of a challenge. It's harder. It's going to be a little more work. But guys, if she's worth it, man, just go ahead and do it. It is what it is. All right, so I'm not going to take up too much time, man. I don't know if I'm rambling or not, but I just wanted to talk about that, and I also wanted to address the fact that men are saying don't be with single moms, man. I just think that's too harsh. I think that's just too harsh to say don't be with a single mother. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And then if I still lived by that school of thought, man, I would have never got married. And man, I have no regrets. You know, I love every minute of it. So it is what it is, guys and girls. Okay, y'all be good, man, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.